Every now and again, something comes along that I'm really excited about, but I'm not sure if you guys are going to share my enthusiasm. And that generates a debate within myself about whether I should make a video about that thing. After all, while I do this for fun, and ultimately to make the stuff that I want to make, I do have to take the audience into consideration as well. This isn't one of those videos. You guys are gonna love this. Hello fellow sim racers. Time for a little bit of a sidestep into the world of arcade races. This one though, it's a bit special. Art of Rally is laced with nostalgia on two fronts. Not only does it evoke memories of countless third-person racing titles of yesteryear, but also the golden age of rallying. Here you'll find cars from the 1960s up through to the Group B monsters of the early to mid-80s and the stillborn Group S successors. So if you're the sort of person that thinks that society peaked in 1987, this game was designed squarely with you, your shoulder pads and that questionable, even at the time, perm in mind. Now, I'm usually pretty reluctant to make first look videos. I like to spend a few days or weeks getting to know the car, game, circuit, or the piece of equipment I'm looking at so I can speak with some level of confidence. However, the studio move is in full swing at the moment and half of my equipment is already in boxes. But honestly, after playing the game for only a few minutes, I already knew that I had to hit the record button and start capturing footage. And at the time of recording this voiceover, the game has only been out for a few hours, so apologies for any mistakes that may creep in, that's just the nature of this type of video. Moving on, if I had to use one word to describe Art of Rally, it would be vibe. Be it from the synth revival soundtrack, which by my reckoning is spot on, the dripping with nostalgia art style, the choice of subject matter and the driving experience itself, it all just sits together beautifully to form something that feels greater than the sum of its already impressive parts. But I can't go any further into a video like this without talking about the driving experience. That's what you guys care about the most, and so do I, even in an arcade title. It would be easy to say that a game this beautiful and full of character would be a winner even if the driving experience was frustrating or lacking, but honestly that's a huge deal breaker for me. Luckily, in the case of Art of Rally, there are no such issues. The driving experience is surprisingly intuitive in fact. This is a game that's designed for controllers of course, with keyboard support as well, and while I'm genuinely quite poor with a controller, I found I was able to pick up the car behaviour and just get going with it without any issues. The road surface character, something that's just so intrinsic to the rally experience, is actually a real highlight here. And the differences in handling between dirt, gravel, tarmac and snow are, they're very much as you would expect. And the cars themselves do a great job of evoking the character of the various real-world vehicles. Drivetrain differences, power delivery and the car layout all have a bearing on the handling, and from the few hours I've played this afternoon, it all feels very internally consistent and quite believable. Now, I'm not saying this is a hardcore racing sim, far from it. This is an arcade rally game through and through, and it wears that on its sleeve. But close attention has been paid to make the cars behave in a believable, if at times slightly exaggerated way. And more importantly, the driving experience, for me at least, is predictable and consistent between cars and, all importantly, frustration-free. Good stuff. If I had to make one criticism, it would be that the cars do feel a little bit light over bumps and crests, leading to some quite impressive air, which, if you're not expecting it, does feel a little disconcerting. But again, I feel that's a stylistic choice of the game. And then there's the photo mode, which, without any sense of hyperbole, is genuinely better than a whole heap of racing sims. Those that know my channel will know that I'm a power user of such features, and I'm pretty vocal about how these things should be implemented. So this is something that's both firmly in my territory and something that I'm perhaps just a little bit too passionate about. Now, of course, with a name like Art of Rally, you would expect that the photo mode would be decent, and honestly, it's not. It's better than decent. The camera controls are fluid and intuitive, and you have good control over stuff like the lens exposure, color temperature and the like, which is so often missing. It's simple, but it works very, very well, which makes me a happy man. I've not spoken about gameplay yet, which is also very well thought out. Again, I feel I should reiterate that I've only spent a few hours playing Art of Rally this afternoon, but During that time, I've progressed a couple of seasons through the extensive career mode, unlocking a few cars and a bunch of extra skins along the way. On top of that, I found time to run some custom rallies, which is how I have access to the later cars in the game, like the Group B stuff, and to take in a couple of time trials as well. All good stuff so far, well executed, and importantly, it looks like there will be a decent chunk of playthrough time in the future as well. So, since I'm on a really tight deadline today, I'm going to have to wrap things up here. If you're interested in Art of Rally, then it's available now on Steam and GOG, and if I recall correctly, Epic Games Store as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be great if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can see more content like this in the future. So all that's left to say is goodbye, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.